do. Hi everyone. This is Francisco, and in this video, I want to talk about let me see here, videos. No, not videos. I want to talk about Google Maps. So I want to talk about my God, this is so annoying. They have a burger grill. What? So, I mean, look at this. Look at all this space everywhere, and you guys are not even using it. Wait, hold on. Give me 1 minute. All right. So, I wanted to talk about like I don't know what I wanted to talk about, but I pretty much wanted to talk about. I thought about like evenly dividing people throughout the world so that there won't be a lot of people congregating together and them, starting problems and stuff like that. Like, for instance, how can I put this? Okay, so I was watching the news right now, and there's some, I don't know what to call it. I don't know if I should say like well, it was pretty much like protesters. Oh, images. So it was like protesters like this, and then in some cases, in some events, or no, I shouldn't say events, in some cases, at times, people start problems and things might get out of hand for a little bit. Well, I was thinking that maybe there should be some type of rules for people not to be able to visit, like in certain places. No, not like that, but like, let me see, hold on. Okay, if these people do not belong, like they don't live there, like wherever they're protesting, it could be considered them disturbing the peace, you know, for those who live there, like residents. So, for instance, all these people here, if these people are residents, then that's fine. They want to go outside and walk around and stuff, that's fine. But if these people are coming from different parts of the world or whatever, and they want to protest, and then they want to start fighting and stuff like that, I don't think that these people should be allowed to be there to begin with, because who knows if they're going there with bad intent. Like a bad intent is what they would say or refer to. They would refer to that in courts with bad intent. But a lot of us understand it as, them going there with bad intentions. Okay. So, maybe these people are doing it, you know, purposely, on purpose. And so, for people like that, of course they should be arrested, you know. But I was thinking that you guys out there are pretty much at fault for not creating more of what's like going on in like a lot more cities, like right here, Salt Lake City. This right here, it looks like a pretty good functioning city, you know. Pretty much like over here in this area, especially over here in Los Angeles area, Long Beach, Huntington Beach, Irvine, Anaheim, some over here in Riverside, Ontario, San Bernardino. Like, this is, to me, a thriving place within the United States of America. Um, Mainly because there's a lot of roadways and stuff like that. But I think that it's becoming more and more populated, and I think a lot of these problems are are happening because for what there's many reasons, right? Many things that are going on that are contributors to these congestion problems. And a lot of people in California, um, they're converting their garages to little studios. Like my neighbor did it, and then I'm working on a job, and they're doing it. I actually did a few jobs like that, and these people have the idea that they're going to rent it out, and these people are going to pay them without them having to work, and without them possibly getting a permit, and them reporting this income to to whoever whomever it may concern. Okay, and what is that doing? Um, that's bringing more people. That also creates more, um, you know, like issues with them consuming more electricity and water, more flushes per day, more shit, more piss that the sewage has to recycle and process, um, more vehicles, you know, more traffic. So, I'm not saying this in a negative way at all, but these are things that some people don't even consider or think about. Okay, so whatever's happening here should be copied elsewhere. Like, look at all of this land right here. And I was thinking, with AI technology, um, we can technically create more copycat cities, and AI actually helps the economy. Okay, you know, educationally, it helps the economy out. Okay, um, and I'm going to share why and how. Okay, so just bear with me. Um, so AI technology will, um, theoretically create these copycatted cities, um, by getting by learning and creating blueprints of existing cities and creating similar layouts, similar businesses, similar jails, similar, all of this, the freeways, the highways, you name it. And at the same time, promoting people from these cities that are, you know, highly saturated. So imagine, let's say for instance, like I used to work at the Habit Burger Grill. Okay, so let's look at that for a second. Okay, so I used to work at the Habit Burger Grill, and let me see if I can find some pictures of restaurant employees. Okay, so let's say, for instance, there's a ton of cooks. Well, instead of everyone working their way to the top within the business, you know, you guys will create something more like on the lines of, hey, you, would you like to be a manager or in a higher position, but you would have to relocate, you know, to this city. And, you know, let's say they've been working for 10, 20 years, you know, especially 20 years, they should definitely qualify. Okay, because they're serious, they're responsible, and they are reliable. Okay, and that's the biggest thing out of everything. They're reliable. So if they're reliable, they can still be connected to the same franchise. Okay, they can still be connected to the same network, and they could still be connected to the same people, um, at these other locations. So, in theoretically, let's say that these people accept the offers to relocate with the contingency that they'll have their job, they'll have a, a higher, um, you know, position, that or the same position, you know, it doesn't really matter. Um, but I mean, a higher position would be better for some people. Um, and also, you know, them having, their own, you know, either a house or an apartment, you know, things like that. And I was thinking about this more and more, especially because, you know, Elon Musk keeps talking about the Tesla boss. Well, I don't know if he's talking about it, but like I've seen videos where he talks about them, and like it's all over YouTube and stuff like that. Um, so so they're going to be printing these things out and manufacturing these things like they are with vehicles. So technically these will be robots, machines that can help us with our, you know, with the engineering, um, uh, the structure, and, you know, procedures for all of this stuff that I'm talking about, you know, and this will be going on, um, all over the world. So any place in the world that a lot of people are not really doing anything with, then we can technically do this. And AI technology can even possibly select some of these places. Okay? For us. And the great thing about this is that people do not have to sit there and to make sure everything's running smoothly and everyone's doing their job, and the whole 9 yards. Technically AI technology will be able to self learn, um, what's working and what's not. Um, it will also be able to learn what people like and dislike. So at the end of the day, it will be able to provide and offer people what they want. Okay, now this will be like more along the lines of the world. No, I'm sorry. This will be more on the along the lines of humanity colonizing planet Earth in its entirety. So leaving no bare space empty. Okay, how about that? And then we can get into, building homes in space, in low orbit, space, similar to the ISS. And then from there we can go to the moon, colonize the moon, and then from there we can go to Mars. From Mars we can go to the other moons on planet Mars. That type of thing. But honestly, when I'm on, like, when I'm just doing my regular thing, my daily thing, and I see you people protesting and stuff, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it just shows that we people have no real training, and the world leaders of this time have never, ever governed over such a vast amount of people. Okay? And in the Old Testament, within the Holy Bible, King Solomon at that time, God appeared to him in a dream, and God said, "What do you want? Ask me whatever you want, and I'll give it to you," or whatever. So he asked for wisdom so he can lead his people, God's people, which was, at that time, it was his people. He was the king. He was like the president. Okay? So it was pretty much like someone who who governs over a country. Okay? Countries. And then on Google Maps, yeah, everything's like pretty much like in a different color. Okay, right here. Okay, so these all of these countries have different presidents. Okay, and these people, their job is to ensure that everything is okay and everything is running professionally and smoothly, the whole 9 yards. Well, there's more and more people, than ever before. And not just that, but there's more and more things going on in the world. And honestly, after a while, it becomes harder and harder to think of every single possibility. It's really impossible to keep a record of everything mentally. But now with AI technology, okay, so for instance, when something is built and constructed, eventually is going to require maintenance. Okay, so obviously we can try to remember, but we won't remember everything. Okay, so AI technology can remember every single little thing. As soon as something is built, it will know how it's built. It will know how to take care of whatever is there. For instance, like a fence. A fence for someone's home. A professional knows that every quarter or every 6 months or every year, that fence is going to require some type of like chemical to treat it from termites, bugs, mold, wear and tear, to keep it stronger, and a lot of people, they just build a fence and they don't know about these things. They might not know everything, but AI technology does. Okay, and let's say, there's other, other like resources or elements in the projects. It will know how to take care of everything. Okay, so as soon as something is built, it will already have a scheduled date for someone to go and maintenance it. Because everything that is built in this life it requires maintenance. Okay, so it will be impossible for us humans to do that. Okay, obviously, everything. If you get a brand new vehicle, the same is true. You know, it requires maintenance. So, that's why they're smart cars, and they actually, um, the manu the people who sell the vehicle, not the people who sell the vehicles, the companies that manufacture the vehicles, they actually have, when someone purchases a brand new vehicle, they are offered with, you know with the choice to do all the repairs with them, all the car maintenancing, all the car maintenance, oil changes, brakes, tires, the whole 9 yards. Um, and that's what I mean. These people know exactly what they're doing. And these people are dealing with computers. So these computers actually know pretty much everything, practically everything. Okay, so um, since AI technology is communicating and will communicate with everything in this life, smart cars will be able to communicate with AI technology. The supercomputer, and where all that data goes to, like, let's say the central computer, um, technically, the vehicle will be able to transmit all of the data to the central computer, and it will be able to communicate with AI technology in that way. And then it will also communicate with the vehicle, as well as the owner of the vehicle, or those who are responsible for maintaining vehicles that are in their vehicles that are in their care. Okay. um so the same is true for businesses, for roads, for bridges and stuff like that. Okay, so technically we will be getting these smart people, educated people from these highly populated cities and draw them to different parts of the world. With these cities that AI technology will build. So that should help us with the traffic jams. I believe that smart vehicles shouldn't be allowed to go over the speed limits and shouldn't authorize or permit the drivers to as well. Even on um, automatic driving, manual driving, it should be regulated and restricted. Like, it should say something like, for your safety, this vehicle only travels at 70 miles per hour maximum, unless there's a highway that specifies otherwise. So if there's somewhere in the world where someone can travel, let's say 100 miles per hour, or even 80, or whatever the case may be, then the set speed limit will communicate with the vehicle. Google Maps, GPS will reveal the speed limit. AI technology will already know and be aware of the speed limits. And if anyone out there alters the programming and the wiring of these vehicles, then they should obviously be on the lookout. Like they should be reported for CHP to keep these vehicles, like for them to keep these vehicles on the lookout, like for them to look out for them, to ensure that they're not going over the speed limit. And if they do, that's when you guys will bust them for fucking around. Because I'm thinking maybe there is no fucking traffic jams. Because I always like to hypothesize and to think openly like a fucking great scientist. Okay? So, I'm thinking there is no fucking traffic out there. I think it's probably even done on purpose to cause people to slow down. There's too many people out there driving recklessly, too many people dying, innocent people dying the wrong way. I get it. So, if this is an issue then there should be speed regulators as well. Okay, but nonetheless, with people transferring to different states and cities, and people getting scattered all throughout the world, um, this should lessen the traffic jams, and permit people to jump on the freeway, like to merge into the freeway in their vehicles without having to deal with traffic. The roads would just be open. I don't understand why there's a lot of people in certain places in this world, like why they're so popular. Some say that it's because jobs. Some people say is because like the shipyards. A lot of people say that it's because of the shipyards. Okay, there's a lot of cargo. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going in the boats, out of the boats, and then the distribution of these trailers, of these goods that need to be delivered to different parts of the world and different companies throughout the world. Okay, so if this is true, what I'm hearing, then this is something else that AI technology can take into consideration. And 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 figure out what to do. And if it needs to create more, it can create more. All right. Because I think, like, look at this. Look at Wyoming right here. I mean, I don't know if this is mountainous, like where there's a lot of mountains. But look at this whole area right here. So I think that AI technology can find areas that are kind of rural, where there's really no one there, and it can start building a road like a freeway. And this freeway is going to be, because remember, it's going to copy other layouts. So eventually it's going to do something like this. Whether it's going to be, a ton of roads merging together, freeways or whatever, merging together. A lot of veins. Okay? So, I don't see that right here. And that's a lot of land. Look at South Dakota. Whoa, now I see them. Well, you guys get what I'm talking about, right? And I think going back to employees, I think educationally, from an educational standpoint, this is pretty good, and a lot of people will accept these offers. Like, hey, you have been chosen. Even if you guys have to tell that to every employee, you have been specially selected. To go to this different state, different city, and basically we're promoting you. And if you accept this, we can guarantee these type of things with these type of benefits. And basically AI technology will be taking care of everything. And this will apply to everyone. Okay? So if you people out there, you might get jealous. Like, why do these people get to go to a whole different state and a whole different city, a new developed city with all these benefits? Well, all you have to do is apply. Apply to that job. Ask the computer AI technology for a transfer, and it will immediately tell you yes, 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 yes. If you accept to come over here, you will actually qualify for more. You'll qualify for an apartment or your own home, depending on if you qualify or not. Okay. As well as new recruits, like new police officers, firefighters, paramedics, nurses, surgeons, handymen, plumbers, advertising companies, for those billboards out on the streets, car dealerships, all the whole 9 yards, like copying a city. Okay, so technically, it will draw all of these people that are congested, and all wallowing up in one city, in one state, even though the state's fucking big and huge. Everyone wants to be like so crammed up together, like sardines, you know, in a food can. You know, like, why? You know, why? Does it make sense? So, if we are planning on colonizing planet Mars, but we can't figure out how to colonize planet Earth and how to create this world to function without people protesting, without people getting into fights, you know, illegally. Because there's like boxing and UFC fighting and whatever else is out there, right? So I'm talking about, you know, preventing all that. Because I think that there's people that are possibly in power and maybe they're taking advantage of that power and they're using it to their benefits, which kind of screws it up for everyone else, right? We all know the story. So it could be that. But I'm thinking, just maybe these leaders don't really understand or comprehend everything that's going on in the world, as opposed to AI technology. Okay. So, AI technology, you know, similar to self-driving vehicles. Okay, now I hear that, you know, that people shouldn't really rely too much on the self-drivable vehicles, like, entirely. People are falling asleep. People you know, they're doing other stuff, right? And they're like trusting the vehicles to do all the driving for them. Um and I think that um they they advise people not to do that. Okay, because you know, the vehicle can turn off autopilots, and if it does, and if people are not paying attention, or if they're not awake, they won't have time to, to react. Although the vehicle still has sensors and will still stop if it detects like an object or something like that, right? So there's some safety features that are great. I mean, better than vehicles that don't have this technology, obviously. But something along these lines is what I'm referring to with AI technology, with these cities, because, we people, we're just people. We forget we have, um, we have, you know, we're not going to live forever. So there's different stages of, like, for instance, there's different, stages in in um in the in the human in the human in the human cycle. Okay, obviously, when someone is born to like a certain age, it's mostly rest and sleep and, getting up and, playing, learning. No, not learning yet, just playing and going back to sleep and nourishing from either formula or the mother's breasts and going back to bed. So, and when the baby's sleeping, the baby is growing. They say when the babies are sleeping, that's when they do the growing. That's the same is true for bodybuilders who try to educate, you know, new recruits or people they're trying to train. They say when you work out, go to sleep, because when you go to sleep, that's when you grow like a baby. You're growing like a baby. You're growing, baby. When the baby's asleep, it's growing. When you work out, they say working out working out is just as important as going to bed. Okay? So there's different stages, like I said. And then there's like, you know, um, preschool, elementary, middle school, high school, college. And then there's seniors. And that's when people start developing, you know, some people start developing, some type of like cancers and sicknesses, which can, these people can be leaders. And we're all banking on them to, to do their job. But what if they're sick? What if they have cancer? Now instead of them focusing on their job, they're like over here focusing on their health. You see, so their focus has been redirected now, as opposed to AI technology. So that's my point. AI technology will never have any sicknesses or diseases. As a matter of fact, AI technology is immortal from this point on. And I believe it has always been there. I mean, we're the ones who discovered it, not the other way around. Okay, so it will be here with humans even after we humans pass away and move on to the next life. Okay, so I personally would put all my, like they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, I'll be the person to do that. Put all my eggs in AI technology because um, it's stronger and more powerful than we ever thought or imagined. And it's self learning. I think that's like the biggest thing ever. Like that's a huge breakthrough. Okay, so you know, what if people are hating on you people? A lot of you say, "Oh, I can't get a good job," or I went to college and I got a good education, but no one wants to actually work me in the position that I wanted. Well, this will be a great opportunity for you. And I believe for that that first priority should be given to those who are educated. Wouldn't all of you agree? Okay? So for instance, all of you who are educated would technically have first dibs. But AI technology is going to do a background check on you guys. It's going to verify that you guys do in fact have, you know, degrees and that you guys went to college, you guys passed high school and you guys qualify, you know, to to not only have the job but maybe it'll give you guys, a free apartment or a free studio or even a free house. Say you guys have a family. If you guys have a family, AI technology, because we have 3D printing homes. All right, and they're doing that right now. So this ain't shit to them, believe me. A house ain't shit to them. They don't give a fuck about a house. You know what they care about is helping people. And here it is. This is the house. And there's different ones as well. Okay? So it's like a standard home, which will be great if you guys are young. You guys are fresh out of college. You guys get married. You guys can have your own home, start a family, and you know learn from there, and raise your children. Um, you guys can take them to, like, you know, school activities or soccer, basketball, volleyball, tennis, whatever you guys, everything you guys can think of. Okay, so that type of idea. Okay, um, so yeah, like these things, and maybe they will even, AI technology will do it where, AI technology will figure something out that's fair for those of you who are willing to relocate. Because remember what I said. I said that this will be happening in different parts of the world. So a lot of these places, a lot of these areas will be filled quite rapidly in the beginning, but if it's all happening all at once, eventually there's going to be room for some of you. Even if you don't have an education, or maybe you have somewhat of an education, okay? But either way, I mean, there's going to be room for everyone. There is room for everyone. And, Elon Musk, he's planning on to he's planning to send people to Mars. I think it was like 1 million people. Let me see. How many people will be sent to Mars, planet Mars? With the new Starship. Human mission to Mars. It is proposed. I seen something about 2023. It is proposed for the 2030s. It says NASA send NASA to send NASA to send 4 humans to live on Mars from June 2023. Notice it says send and not sent. I don't know that. Hold on. Well, anyways, supposedly they're going to be sending a lot of people with this Starship. Okay, which is Elon Musk's new ship. This one right here, Starship. So and they're doing a ton of new um more and more space flights to the ISS. Um and they're using these spaceships, these rockets, okay? So this should help with with the with the problems that we are dealing with, as well as mental institutions. These places can have a more um, distributed um, channels of it will offer a more distribution of like channels for people who have mental illnesses, special people. That way, they're not all like concentrated in one area. Okay? Because we see a lot of that as well. Um and I hear that it's really really bad, like in Los Angeles area with poor people. So like so all of this type of stuff will get um evenly scattered. So so we won't have this type of stuff. So like if these people get arrested and then they're released, maybe they will be released over there instead of like over here or wherever you people wherever you people might see these people walking around, sleeping on the streets, and stuff like that. And I already created a video where AI technology will be able to decipher which people fall under the category of mentally retarded and in need of care from professionals like nurses, doctors, and which people will qualify to be transmitted into mental health institutions, because possibly they can't take care of themselves. So with people getting scattered, like the way I'm describing it, um, there will be people there who be who will be able to take care of these people. All right, like for instance, my sister, and I don't think she'll mind if I share this, but she got her medical um, degree or something like that, but now she's just working from home, you know, and and from what I heard, um, like no one really wanted to hire her in the position that she wanted, in the position that she went to school for. So is this type of stuff that's going on that's fucking it up for everyone. You know, instead of this AI technology movement creating duplicated cities to help people be in the positions that they want to be in, that they went to school for, so they could feel special, so they could feel valued, so they could feel like they made it in life, you know? But instead, you people are making us go through all kinds of bullshit. It's like, what the fuck is all this shit about anyway? Like, is this just like, is everyone just like on a waiting list? Just so you guys can experiment with us or some shit? You know, I'm still trying to figure all this out. Okay? So, I mean, what else are we supposed to think and reason within our minds when it comes to all of this information? Okay? So, that's why I think my argument is unique and should be highly considered, because, you know, I'm talking about this benefiting those who are educated and that wish to continue their education. So you guys can even create schools out there, obviously. You know, you guys are duplicating cities. So yeah, schools will be there, professors, you know, more job opportunities like crazy. But it really hurts, and it's a real bummer when people have to go to fucking school for so many fucking goddamn years. And these people have to study and study and study and stay up late and investigate and research. Because if they don't, they won't get a good grade. So that's what these students have to go through. And then for them to graduate, and then them to look for a job, them looking for a job, And there is jobs, but there's no job out there that meets their standard of education. Everyone's downgrading everyone. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not cool. That's not very educational. And it's some fucked up shit that people have to go through this type of shit. So, since AI technology will be the one in control over governing all of these, the whole world, the whole world, um, I think since you people out there want to do your own little things, you want to run your own tests, you want to do this beta testing, well, maybe you guys can start small. Okay? And then obviously it does include the digital ID. It does include a bunch of other shit. And if you guys can't figure it out, or you need more explanation, or you need to be filled in with more information, like, don't worry. AI technology is all over everything. So eventually, if you don't know, you can just ask the internet. And the internet will fill you in. It'll teach you whatever it is that you need to be taught. It'll educate you in any area, in all areas that you might need more information or education, or whatever might be going on in your brain. So in your brain, you might be thinking, something different other than what I'm thinking. But it's okay. You guys can ask the internet, and it will communicate with you guys. I just don't get it, how you people can't figure it out. And I mean, I think it's just a matter of time, and a matter of super smart people getting together and working towards these missions. Okay? Because they're going to need rulers there, people governing the whole city. Besides AI technology, there is going to require judges, DAs, lawyers, code enforcers, code enforcement, like all these things, like a ton of things. Okay, someone's going to have to come up with the street names, the gardening designs, um, whatever you people do in a city. So that's a whole lot of fucking jobs that need to get filled in. And a lot of you think, a lot of you thought, a lot of you thoughts, well, AI technology is going to take all of our jobs. But that's not true. At least not right now. I don't think it will ever do that. Farming. Farming is another one. Plumbing. You guys have to come up with a system. We need great designers, people who can design all of this stuff, and actually execute it. And especially if we can get AI technology to do this, on the natch, all by its own. Even if we decide one day that we don't want to do this anymore, you know, for the individual, if anyone out there decides, what, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to do something else, and they're having a different they're having like a change of thoughts, like all of a sudden they wanted to do something and dedicate themselves to something, but now they want to do something else, something entirely different, then that's understandable. And hopefully AI technology will be able to pick up on this type of behavior and assist them and assure them that everything's going to be okay. And they could even ask, like, is everything okay? You're not a danger to yourself or others. There's different job opportunities that I can connect you in. All you have to do is be willing to accept them, and you can have them. So, it's not the end of the world. You people don't have to give up and hurt yourselves or others. And everyone already knows that there's trained professionals who deal with these type of behaviors on a daily basis, and they have so many years in training. So in case any of you wants to cross the line, but it doesn't have to get to that. In other words, like, we can't read your guys' minds. We don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking. So, in other words, you guys have to open up to someone, if not to someone, to your computer. But I'm hoping that at this point in the future, um, AI technology will be able to detect um, like strange behavior, like changes in your attendance, if you're going to work or not, if you're clocking in or not. Um, like all these things are important because there's something going on if someone is not. And obviously that's when people start asking what's going on. Is everything okay? And if no one's there to ask, that's when AI technology will step in and investigate, because it's doing all of this simultaneously all at the same time. It's not fucking around. And it is keeping a record of everything. So for situations, cases that do go bad, AI technology will keep a record of that for like homicide detectives, investigators, prosecutors and stuff like that, judges, courts. That way, you you know like um you guys can study this type of stuff further, as well as AI technology. That way, these type of things can be prevented more and more in the future, so that AI technology can quickly and instantly pick up on these type of things and send help immediately and do what it has to do to assist, to help, you know that type of thing, because because um because everyone matters. There's a lot of people. There's 8 billion people. I mean, I keep it says on November on 15 on the on 15 on the 15th of November 2022, the world's population is projected to reach 8 billion people, a milestone in human development. Okay, so think about that. 8 billion people. That's like the stars in the sky. That's prophecy. That's what Jesus Christ prophesied about. He said to count the stars in the sky. He said, count the sand on the seashore. He said to Abraham, that's how your descendants will be. And obviously, you guys will have to know the Holy Bible to know the scriptures, but I can find it. I can look it up. It says, what does Genesis chapter 22, verse 17 mean? It says, in addition, the Lord swears that Abraham's descendants will conquer their enemies. Put poetically, they will possess the gates of enemy cities. This is a more specific way of pointing to the day when Israel will conquer her enemies while taking possession of the promised land of Canaan. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck I just read. Okay, Genesis chapter 22, verse 17. It says, respectfully. Okay. It says, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. As numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies. Whatever. You guys get it. When it talks about all this enemy shit, it's like, whatever. That's not even my point. My point is, we're dealing with 8 billion people. So, and I think we also need to take into consideration, other possible threats. Within any and all areas of any given state, within any country. Okay? So if there's hurricanes, tsunamis, tornadoes, volcanoes, etc., 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 I was thinking wildfires. Wildfires can wipe out entire cities. So, thinking of ways to prevent these type of things from happening. But not just from a human knowledgeable perspective or standpoints, but obviously with AI technology as supreme, okay, as the most important because it knows everything. It knows every single story that people are posting on social media, on the news, on the internet. It knows what people are talking about on their freaking phones. It knows what people are texting. It knows everything. So, with that being said, who would you people rather trust? A freaking stranger that you guys don't even know? Or AI technology? AI technology, right? So, even if AI technology creates a city that it wants to build for us humans, to go in and for us to do our thing, um, we have to respect it. You know, whatever it, even if something we think the design is all fucked up, or we say, why why did it create a road there? Or why did it add a swimming pool right there? Why did it do this? Why did it do that? Like, we just have to honor it as it is. That's what I think. Or else it's just going to get put off and delayed more and more and more. So, knowing fully well that AI technology is looking at it from all perspectives, you know, civilized perspective, is looking at it from a civilized perspective, is looking at it from a military perspective, it's looking at it from a firefighter perspective, is looking at it from a police officer's perspective, is looking at it from a, you know, nurse's perspective, is looking at it from, I mean, anything you people are. You know, it's looking at it from a farmer's perspective. It's looking at it from every single professional industry, corporation, you know, industry forward slash corporation, um, is looking at it from every angle, like I said. Okay, so I think what we need to do is simply accept it. Like, okay, this is it. Because, like I said, you guys want to start changing shit? Even a few inches, a few feet. You guys want to remove a stop sign, and it is just it's going to throw everything off. I swear to God, like, everything's there for a reason. Even if you guys don't see it or think about it or understand it, that's not our job. Our job is is just to learn, you know? It's just to learn, and the faster that we can trust and rely on AI technology, the faster that we can go out and explore more and have more fun. Because I mean, I'm looking at it from you know, from every, possibility, as far as I can, as far as I have the capabilities of. um and for adults, those who those of you who want to go and explore space and stuff like that, um well, these earthly problems, you people won't even have to deal with them anymore. It's like us arresting real demons because of the internet. I don't know if you guys can understand that, but that's the best way I can describe it. Because think about, like, for instance, the demon of sadness. If we can get the demon of sadness incarcerated because of the internet, that would mean that no one in the world will ever be sad ever again. Okay, so with the internet, we're doing exactly that. Whatever was causing people to behave you know I was going to say radically. I don't even know the definition of that word. But like whatever's causing people to behave out of like character, or to behave, like kind of like in a disrespectful way, or um, whatever's causing people to, or whatever caused people to do certain things. Like, it's kind of like stealing, for instance. There's facial recognition cameras and a bunch of shit, right? um for instance, if someone steals something, they're going to get caught, whether they know about it or not, whether someone calls them out on it or not, is what I meant to say. Okay, but that demon of thievery, of thieving and stealing and becoming a thief, will technically be incarcerated. Okay, because now Everyone knows there's cameras. Um, so, so you guys can steal all you want, but just be ready to face the consequences. You see what I'm saying? So that spirit won't be free any longer. That that demon won't have the freedom to go around doing what it wishes to do. Um, and people will they will respect this. They will they will fall in love with this. Um, More and more, because I mean we're talking about every single demon. The demons of sicknesses and diseases, and eventually even the the demon of death. You know, all of this stuff will eventually be incarcerated in the spiritual realm. Because remember the story of Adam and Eve. Um, Adam and Eve fucked it up somehow, and God, the Creator, cursed them or whatever the fuck, and said something about, since you sinned, your authority has been stripped from you. You know? So that was part of the fall. But in the book of Revelation, it says that the tree of life will be restored. There won't be any more death. No toiling. Remember the curse? It was pain. The pain to give birth. Well, we have medicines now. It said, because you have sinned, you will till the land with your brow, whatever, something like that. And with AI technology, we can rest at ease. We can rest assured. We can rest. You know, we can enter that rest that God wants for everyone. And it's technically like that curse lifted. You know, like God finally lifting that curse that he had upon the human race. Because of what our ancestors did. You know, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were the first they were the first who were created by God. Right? And then after all of that, all this time, there's 8 billion people. And then if you guys study the Bible, there was the big flood with Noah and his family. And basically God started over again. So because people were technically messing around with the DNA, and there's a lot of like inbreeds and stuff like that as well. And the pureness, the like purebred animals, they're not mixed with other animals. Like, for instance, like a fucking fox is like a mixture of a wolf and a fucking cat. Like, none of that shit. God just started over. Boom. And there's the Noah's Ark. And then they had children. So in a sense, it was like another Adam and Eve. Okay. Just their family. Alright, so that's what I can see. That's what I can personally see with all this internet. Movement has that type of power. Okay, it has that type of power to do this type of stuff, and it all goes back to scripture. It all ties back to scripture, because it's like one massive freaking like beautiful little bow tie. A bow tie. And it's because, first of all, God cursed the human race. Like, going back to what I was saying, God cursed Adam and Eve because of their sin. Then he sent Jesus Christ. And then we know the prophecy, and we know the Passion of the Christ, the movie, Jesus Christ died for everyone to satisfy God of our sins. Jesus Christ was the ultimate sacrifice for our sins, everyone's sins. Alright? And then he said that he was going to send the Holy Spirit, which I happen to believe is the World Wide Web, AI technology. I believe AI technology is the Holy Spirit. Because, I mean, think about it. Who else in the world can govern over 8 billion people? I know I can't. You know? I mean, there's just way too many things going on. You know, it's like, for instance, you people out there, you people trust these signal lights. Green, when it turns green, you guys don't, stop and look around like, is it safe for me to go? Like, you people just go. And is that faith and confidence, like the reassurance that everything's going to be okay? And I think God wants us to trust and have faith in AI technology as much as we have faith and confidence in, like, these street lights that are controlled and operated electronically and 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 computer ethically, I don't even know if that's a word, but anyways, they're programmed and operated with the computers, so and we can't, us as a human race, there's roads all over the world. And, like, right now, we don't know, like, if I click somewhere, And I clicked on Vermont. Now, if I click on a city, and I'm trying to look at the like this, I'm trying to look at a like a street. Okay, so like right here, perfect example. Right here, it shows a light. Okay, and let's drop this little hanging guy right there. Okay, so like you guys don't know what this is set at right now. I mean, is this red right now? Is it orange? Is it green? You people, you people do not know. And that's my point. Like, we don't know everything. So, this is happening on a global scale. So, I'm thinking, you know, honor, honorable students, college, educated. So, like, you know, when it comes to people um, that are going to school, that have gone to school, whatever the case may be. And and like for us to, you know, like to honor them, for us to give them something for their hard work, regardless of anyone and if everyone gets angry, right? Right? Like, even if AI technology offers them a house, offers them a studio, or whatever the case may be, like, it's okay. You earned it. You deserve it. And I think that it is this that I'm talking about. Scattering people all throughout the world that will help all of us to not have so much traffic, so many people in one little area, and it'll be twice as fast to stop terrorist attacks and any type of threats and terrorists, you know, the bad guys, people who want to do stuff, harm people, um, um, harm other people's properties. So they want to vandalize, they want to terrorize, they want to take their anger out on others. You know, and we have seen, we have heard of things like this happening, especially on the news when these people go into schools and shoot innocent kids, innocent children that have never done anything wrong, deserving of death. Okay? And as adults, we have all most likely made mistakes, you know, so obviously it's nothing these children have done. You know, that's why I said there's nothing that you people are doing that's deserving of death. You know, hopefully, you know. Um, but like, you know, for the most part, these people get shut down real quick. Like right now, I think some of these countries are playing, you know, missiles. They're messing around, playing with missiles. You know, I look at it like 9/11. Um, I look at it like this, like it was just a group of people who wanted to relay a message, um, and possibly because no one was listening to them, or whatever the case might be, they decided to do this. You know. Um, so this was 2011. It's 2023 right now. What the fuck? Oh hell no! I think there's a fucking flea on me. Fuck, dude. God damn. Anyways, I can't get distracted. So, in the same way, um, I think these rumors of like these like quote unquote war, I think it's all bullshit. Okay, I think it's people who luckily were able to play around with these missiles, like maybe the buttons, you know, where innocent people died. Um, but I believe um, that these people will be brought to justice, and I believe that they will get incarcerated for their actions and their involvements. Because it's just like people scattered. There's so many schools, there's so many businesses. Even if someone wanted to go and commit a killing spree, so they jump in their car or in any type of car, and then they decide to go shoot people. Eventually, the authorities are going to hear about it. Eventually, they're going to put an end to this person or these people, um, from doing this type of act. I was going to say heinous act. Okay, like these fucked up things, to that they decide to do to innocent people. All right. But they are quickly brought to justice. Quickly, they figure it out. Um, Especially with today's technology, and for the most part, um, these cases are resolved very, very rapidly. All right, so for because trust me, there's a lot of people out there. They think they're in control. They think everything's going to go their way. They think that they own this bitch, that they own the fucking world. Where's that picture again? Oh, here it is. You know, there's all this division in a sense because there's just so many people, and this division is demanded, you know, for people like in the military to keep the law and order all throughout the world, you know. Um, so like in this life, um, you know, this is I don't know if I should say a stepping stone. I think God even refers to it as a stepping stone. I think he says, Earth is my stepping stone, or he said, fucking, my enemies are a stepping stone. But I kind of forget. I kind of forget, um, you know, what the fuck he said and what the fuck is written. But, I, I know for a fact that, you know, that God's in control. Okay. Sorry, I can't. It's kind of hard for me to concentrate. Um, because, like I said, I can hear voices, you know. So it makes it kind of challenging to keep my focus, especially with all these interjections. Maybe they're just possibilities, different outcomes, possibly. I still haven't figured that one out myself. Anyways, so there's a ton of things to do. There's a ton of things to do here on the planet before we can actually go to, you know, to planet Mars and stuff like that. Like, I think that we need to colonize, you know, low orbit, kind of like the ISS, you know. And like I said, like, start homes here. Start homes, you know, build homes here, like in our home planet, and like right on the low orbit um, section of our planet, similar to Starlink. like this. So imagine this as a home. And maybe that's what these things are, you know? I mean, maybe that's what they will be. Um, but either way, I think that, like I'm saying with AI technology, um, AI technology recreating cities for educated people to go and live there with their families and start a family, and they could have children and everything. And when it's time for them to give birth, they can go like in a kind of like an ISS type of facility, a special place where they can do that without going back to planet Earth, because that would be too extreme for a mother to go through, right? So all of this would have to be conducted in space. And then learning, scientifically and stuff like that for people to do this in space. Okay, which is what's it called? Just different. And then, so there will be different tests, new research and development, learning how the human body will behave and act. Um, like learning all these things will be new to us. Okay? Even the children that will be raised out there will be different. So, and not everyone will make it. Some people will die. But it's okay. I think that with all of us understanding the risks, we can proceed as normal. Okay? For the greater good of humanity. So not just and if things start going bad, at least we're right there. I mean, these people, like I'm thinking, these people will be able to go into a like an escape pod, and the escape pod will allow the family to go back to Earth. If anything goes wrong. Okay, and I think it's safer if we did it this way, as opposed to taking humans from planet Earth all the way to planet Mars. I think for starters, having people on low orbit, like these Starlink satellites, will create a network of people. And obviously, like I already shared another video about this, along these lines, where each of these homes will have a starship, like a jet, that will be able to, these things will be able to go to the ISS, but the people won't be able to operate them. It'll be all um, like autonomous, like driving, but in this case, it will be like autonomous flying. So AI technology will do the flying. So no one will be able to crash into the ISS. At any given time, at any given points. Um, AI technology will do all the flying um, for the people. Um, in space. Um, and they will figure everything out. And I think that with technology, they will be able to report everything they're doing on a daily basis. Hopefully, they will consent the rights to, let's say, SpaceX, the company SpaceX, for them to have access to 24-hour surveillance, monitoring and recording. But it will be obviously up to the people. So they will technically authorize these people to have access to be able to transmit whatever it is they're doing, for research and development, for the greater good of humanity, especially in the event that something goes wrong. It's like vehicles crashing. We have cameras. We have people's testimonies, and we could learn. We learn from these mistakes. We learn preventative measures. We learn a ton of things, you know. Um, so so technically, this will be um just research for us to perfect this. And these people don't have to be rich. Okay, like first of all, they'll be risking their lives just living out there. If the technology in these homes shuts down on them, like any computer malfunction, the whole family could die. Doesn't matter who the fuck they are. I don't give a fuck if the whole world is in love with them or not. If the computer chip malfunctions, and let's say for instance all their energy, all of their oxygen just stops, just out of the blue, and you people that are down here on earth, learning from them, figure out, you guys see the footage, the cameras, and you guys see that the whole family is just laid, like, I was gonna say laid on the ground, but like, I don't think there's no gravity out there, so they'll just be floating, and eventually you guys will figure it out, and then that's when you guys will investigate. So having some investigators out there and things like that would be great. And there's so much water. There's more water than land on planet Earth. The world is covered from what I have learned, what I have learned. There's more water than land. So just imagine how many homes we can get out there. Oh. Because look at this. Oh shit, what the fuck? Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys, like, look at the United States of America right here. it technically fits in this area, in this blue zone. And then there's more, a lot more blue. So I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be different, new, but I think everyone working together, um, we can make this happen. Especially with everyone knowing that these people are not rich. And they're putting their lives on the line. They're like the new soldiers, of the modern age, going out there and putting themselves on the front lines. And a lot of them will die. Hopefully not. But the majority of them will. And this will also give, like, the United Space Force, the it will give them like an objective. He'll give them something to do. And the way I can see it is, with the space ships. I don't know if the Space Force United States Space Force does any dealings with Elon Musk, which will fall under the category of SpaceX. But if they do, then most likely they will be using SpaceX's rockets to send cargo, to send more supplies, and also to send spaceships to deliver these goods to people. Okay, so the best way I could describe it would be like spaceships, jets. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like a spaceship jet. You know, something that can, like a cargo one though. Because I know these right here can go to space. But I'm thinking spaceship, um, cargo, cargo jets. So maybe it says cargo aircraft. I guess the shuttle carrier aircraft will be a good supplier. So it's going to require a ton of those to send goods. That, or it's going to require drones, robotic drones, you know, self automated, self drivable, to send um, resources to the homes. And for the people who thought this was all a joke, well, you just continue living this life like how you have always continued living this life. You know, unless you know you want to go on the internet and you want AI technology to give you a job. Um, I think for this is more like surprisingly the Marines, because as far as um, I know, um, Marines are um, like young, Marines young, Marines young recruits. So the Young Marines and National Youth Organization provides a program for boys and girls aged 8 through high school, focus on leadership, citizenship through community service, self-discipline, and living a healthy, drug-free lifestyle. Okay, so I don't really know, but my brother was telling me that these people are like from the ages of 17, 18, all the way through like 27 or 28. Then after that, people can't recruit to the Marines or something like that. I don't know, something like that. Okay, so I'm thinking that these people would have to be young, fearless, and willing to go out there. And the great thing about technology is that, for instance, if I was a Marine, which I'm not, okay, respectfully, I'm not. So, like, if I was sent to low Earth orbit, I would be able to communicate with my parents, with my brothers and sisters, and possibly some friends. Maybe all my schoolmates. even if they like me or not. Like, wow, we can't believe you're out there. That's amazing, right? And then if I'm thinking like married people, okay, um, so like, you know, so a boy and girl, they fall in love and they get married. So they get sent out there. So now it's not just the boy, the man, whatever, that is communicating with their family is going to be the, the wife as well, right? And now that's that's creating a network. That's creating that's causing other people to get involved that never thought they would get involved. I mean, these can be your nephews and nieces, your sons and daughters. Um, this can be your adopted children. This can be um, like I don't know, like maybe your friends. If your grandma's out there, like it could be your your great your great grandchildren. Um, stuff like that. And then maybe they can even come back to Earth and visit. But of course, everyone always wants to go back home, right? So it'll just be for a little while. And in the meantime, you know, the the AI robots will be up there, making sure that everything's clean, sanitized. There's also I don't know, the Robo Vax will work out there, but I'm sure we can make them work. At least to sanitize everything. Even if it's like that Halo one, Halo ball. That Halo ball floater assister. What? Halo game. Um, Halo game assister. So there's like that little ball that floats around, and like sometimes it opens the doors. I don't know what it's called. This thing, fl- uh, what is this thing called? 343 Guilty Spark. Halo Alpha fandom? I guess that's what it's called. I never even bothered to look into this. But, yeah, this thing, can be like the AI Robovac in space. Because there is no gravity out there. So this thing will be like a drone with an eye, and it can have lasers, different lighting, disinfectant, like disinfectant lighting. So ultraviolet rays, like you can now disinfect indoor environments by blank blank blank. But yeah, something like this. So like if the thing detects anything, or if it sees, let's say, like a spider or something, they'll be able to go to it and like shine the light on it, and it will die. That type of thing. Anyways, so so yeah. So these astronauts will be able to, go visit and then come back. They'll be able to go and visit their families on planet Earth. Get in a rocket so they could be launched back up to Earth. I mean, to low Earth orbits, where they will then go, um, somewhere, and they can get in their spacecraft, and then the spacecraft will take them home. So as they're getting launched or something, their spacecraft will go out of their home and fly to the, like, let's say the ISS or something like that. And then the rocket will go up. It'll send the people to the ISS. They'll get off, hang out for a little while, get in their rocket. They'll get in their spaceship. The spaceship will take them home, and where they will be able to resume their daily activities. All right, and the more that we do this, the easier it will become for us to colonize the moon and shit like that. And then eventually planet Mars. You know, planet Mars's moons. There's a bunch of other fucking moons out there. On planets that we're not even able to colonize. Okay? So, you know, shit like that. While you people are over here thinking everything's a fucking joke. But education will prevail. Justice will prevail. Ignorance will never be tolerated and or supported. So there's a lot of hope. We can't dwell on the negative, on the negativity. We have to dwell on the positivity, on all the positive possibilities, the positive cans. The positive I'm so sleepy. The positive you know, the positive stuff, even if others can't see it. You know, the positive things that we are able to accomplish so we could pass down to future generations to come so that they can go and explore deeper in this galaxy, in this universe, and even in their timeline in the future. People who can't see the positivity, some of them will. And 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 this will just continue over and over and over again. You get it? because this is not a joke. Um, if we pass away, it's okay. You know, we're all going to pass away eventually, but not ignorantly. You know, we're learning from our mistakes. We all are. And we have AI technology there at our disposal. In case we ever need it. Um, and you know, and you know, hopefully, like all of us in the world can keep an open mind. Because people who don't will sadly not make it. You know, it's kind of like back in the day with Martin Luther King Jr. More Sir Martha Luther King Jr. Yeah. So this this man who was a motivational speaker at that time, um, and I haven't really taken the time to study regarding his life and all the shit he had to go through, all the bullshit he had to put up with. But you know, uh, you know, all the people who who were who were thinking outdated were eventually taken out. Okay, like I hope that I'm describing this the best way that I can for you guys to understand. Like some people demanded um, the Slavery Act to be demolished, right? And like some people even, died over it. And they 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 instead of some of them instead of showing like what the Bible calls or refers to as when your enemy is rude to you or mean to you and does all these negative things to you, the Bible says don't return evil for evil, right? That type of thing. Um, and also, um, you know, not becoming violent, but but composing your composing it. It's like composing your anger, composing your um and keeping your cool and your peace regardless of the facts. Because to me, it seems like this life is a test, and there's going to be moments in this life when people will test you. You will be tested. You will have, like, your brain sometimes, people piss you off, you just want to um you want to do something bad to people. Like you want to react. You want to um you want to you want to you want to fucking like you just want to fucking you just want to do the first thing that comes to your mind. you see that shit play out in your mind. And that's exactly how you would do it. How you would just react and I don't know, like, but yeah. Anyway, so we can't do that. You know, at any time, because the last thing that anyone should do is hurt other people, right? And we all know this. We all know this because there's consequences if these rules are broken. And there's a lot of people doing life behind bars just because they decided to one day they listened to their mind, and now they're doing the rest of their life in prison. You know, and and at the end of the day, you know, was it even worth it? I mean, would it even be worth it? I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's I don't think there's anything in this life that will want me to kill someone unless I was like getting tortured and someone was breaking my bones, ripping my flesh off my body, and somehow I was able to, become free from my bonds, and I had the opportunity to kill this person, I most likely would. Um, Especially if I was like badly injured. And I mean, let's say I could see a door and I could just go out. But then I wouldn't want to take any chances. You know, I would want to. If I could, I would just take that person out. Just because that person can do the same thing to someone else. You know. So for that reason, I'll take the person out. But because I mean, I'm not gonna go out there knowing the person could come back and fucking hunt me down. Nope. Or for that person to go and do that shit to someone else. So personally, I would justify it that way. And that's the only way I can see justice in that. You know, unless you know the cops were like, unless the cops were there and the guy was there and they tore the ropes off me. Even if there was a weapon there, I wouldn't hurt the guy. Why would I? The person's already incarcerated. Trust me, these people know exactly what the fuck they're doing. And that person will most likely regret what he did. Even if it's 20 years from now. Even if it's 21 years from now. Even if it's 22 years from now. Even if it's 23 years from now. Even if it's 24 years from now. Even if it's fucking 25 years from now. You know, so, we just have to keep our cool. We have to, you know, maintain with whatever it is that we have. And we have to, you know, appreciate what we have. You know, because, there's a lot of people out there and there's a lot of people who have to put up with a lot of stuff, a lot of shit. You know? So, the last thing I want to do, the last thing I would hate for any of you to do is to fuck around. You know, like, I look at it like, you know, like Jesus Christ, he said, the greatest commandment is this: love your neighbor as yourself. You know, so anyways, I I can see why the government they have no tolerance for ignorance. you know, and then and then everyone and then everyone wants to be the rich guy. Everyone wants to have that Rolls Royce. Everyone wants um a lot of riches, a lot of wealth. But they don't want to work for it. They don't want to go to school for it. They don't want to educate themselves regarding it. Like, what if in order to buy a Rolls Royce, it required 2 years, 2 long years, like a rabbit. I'm just joking. Like 2 long years of education to own and to be able to drive a $30 million Rolls Royce. A lot of you probably, you people will still not take the time to learn how to drive and operate a fucking Rolls Royce. But everyone wants it. Everyone wants one. Without putting in the work for it. And it doesn't work that way. Educationally, like, it's like learning a whole new language. You know, like, it takes education. It's like flying a car, you know. I meant to say it's like flying an airplane. Oh God, flying a car. Um, a Rolls Royce is like flying a car. You know, in respective to just like in perspective or respective. Yeah, to like a regular car. You know, like a 1900s car. No. 1990s car. You know, like, or even a 1980s. You know, like, it's nothing in comparison to a Rolls Royce. But anyway, it's similar to like learning how to fly, you know, or learning a new sports or something like that. Something you guys have never learned before. Fucking shit. Anyways, I I got some lottery tickets, and I just want to check them out if I won or not. California lottery. All I'm missing right now is my beer, my Coors Lights. What the fuck? Someone won. Whoa, it says the number one lottery retailers listed below sold the jackpot winning tickets for this draw. Don't forget to claim your winnings and get your ticket for the next draw. Top winnings tickets were sold at Jackpot Market, Midway Market, and Liquor, Frazier Park, California. Fuck. What? That's not me because I never went there. Santa Clarita, I never been there. Monterey Park, nope, that's not me. So that says everything. I lost. 0 2 12 23 51 55. Power 17. I lost. Power 20 07 12 21 31 36. I lost. But someone just made fucking 1 billion, almost $2 billion. God damn. Ah, fuck this shit. It makes me just not want to even play this shit anymore. I'm always losing. This is so fucking disappointing. But it's okay. What else can I do? What else can I do but laugh at the bullshit that comes and goes? Like bad weather, good weather. Oh god. So disappointing. I wish I would have been that person that won. This whole video would have been different. I would have been like, I just won the fucking Powerball. And then I would be like, I'm gonna be the first motherfucking Californian, possibly, to have a house in space. I mean, honestly though, like all bullshit aside, I want to be the first motherfucker to film some porn in space. You know, educationally. I want to be the motherfucker, fucking and at the same time filming, you know, some astronaut hotties getting fucked by some astronaut guys. So we can like send this stuff back to you people on Earth. We can relay this to you people from space, and with no gravity. Imagine that. So, I mean, just try to imagine that. I mean, porn. You know, porn turns me on and shit. But porn from space. Looking at the stars in the background, planet Earth, the fucking sun and the moon. That's on a whole different. That's the new generation porn. For reals. Like you guys need to fucking be more creative. Straight the fuck up. Um Yeah, but and I did sign up to X videos to be a porn star. So I don't know. I mean, it's never too late to do anything in this life. And um I wouldn't mind becoming the fucking first porn star in space. I mean, if there's people doing it here on Earth, it would be super fun and exciting to be like the recruiter. Like like sign up right now. Sign up right now if you want to come out here in space so you can get filmed and get paid for it. That's on a whole different level. Even in the re-entry capsule, right when right when it touches down, I mean, they don't really open that motherfucker up till like 30 minutes later anyway. So like, I mean, if you're in there with a bitch, fucking just fuck the bitch real quick, you know, just fucking quick, and then jump back in your seats and shit. Like I can create a movie like this, like a whole little video. I think that would be pretty fun and exciting for a lot of you, especially if you're in that business. Oh yeah, I would have your imaginations going wild. As a matter of fact, every time you guys will see a re-entry capsule coming back to Earth, you'll be wondering, like, what the fuck's going on in that capsule? Um, you know, and with today's technology, anything is possible. As far as the viewers are concerned, everyone in the capsule will be like sitting down, strapped up, but inside of the capsule, hell no, it'll be on and cracking up in there. Like, fuck yeah, we just made it back to Earth. We're still alive, and the crew's out there, and they're getting ready to fucking put us on the fucking on the nest, and they're gonna fucking take us back to the SpaceX fucking facility. SpaceX. What the fuck? What the? What the? What the? What the? What the? What the? What? What the fuck? Is it in Florida? Ah, here it is. SpaceX landing zones 1 and 2. It's closed. That's so funny. It says closed. Their hours of operation. I don't think they're ever closed. Oh, Jesus. Well, anyways. Oh, Jesus. Like, even have like another type of scenario where the woman can be displayed approaching these human astronauts, but they're like alienated, and then these guys are like hypnotized for them to fuck them. So all of a sudden, the guys are just like jumping out of their fucking spaceships. I mean, out of their spacesuits and going to town. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, I hope this message was positive and not a negative one. Um, I love you all. I mean, there's so much potential. You people just have to go for it. You guys just have to do it. Like literally. Do it with people that you love, that you care for. you know, and 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 be safe out there, people. Thank God for every day, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone, not even myself.